What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Solar Systems, where we help you understand the system your soul goes into. This is a MoonDaes with Michael episode. I am the Royal Archangel Michael, and I am cutting out the esoteric middleman and giving you the tools to connect yourself right to the source. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about starseeds. So we're going to break down what exactly a starseed is and how you can find out if you are a starseed. But we're not going to be talking about different traits of a starseed or different types of starseeds. That's going to be a different video all in itself. So without further ado, let's change up the angle and get deep on this. Let's change up the angle and get deep on this. Oh, I didn't realize you guys had an overstanding on this, but in case you don't, let's bring it back down here so I can talk to you from an Earth perspective. Alright guys, so let's start off on talking about what a starseed actually is. So when you're thinking of a starseed, you can think of like an esoteric immigrant per se. When you think of an immigrant, say someone who was born in Japan, was raised there until they were like 10, and moved somewhere across the world, say America or London, for example. Now, they're not exactly going to fit in, and I don't mean this in a mean way. I mean this in ways like they're not really going to understand the culture, and that's just because they haven't been brought up the same way that you were. So this is basically what a starseed is, because what you have to remember is that just because you live on Earth does not mean that Earth is the only place that you can experience a life. So a starseed is someone who has been, say, born on a different star system or experienced many lives on a different star or planet, and then came here to experience one. So that is what a starseed is. Alright, so now that we know what a starseed is, let's talk about the different ways that we can find out if you are a starseed. So first things first, probably the most important thing is your natal chart, the system that your soul goes into, which is what we like to talk about here. So there are a few things you need to look at. So the first thing we're going to talk about is probably the most important placement, and that is your moon sign, because your moon is where your spirit was birthed from. So to talk about this, we'll use me as an example. I found out from my moon eons ago that I was from a place called Aldebaran, the royal fixed star of Archangel Michael, which is why I call myself Archangel Michael. Now, if you are having trouble talking to your spirit and figuring out where you were birthed from, if you look at your natal chart and you look at your moon, try to find the exact degree of your moon. So knowing your birth time is going to be very helpful for this. Then what you want to do is try to see if your moon sign angles any fixed stars behind the ecliptic that we so know. You could go to Astrology King, for example, once you have your degrees, and just see if anything pops in. But remember, if nothing pops in, that could just mean that you're from a place outside of this ecliptic. So don't get too concerned about that. The other thing we need to look at is, do any of our other planets conjunct fixed stars? So for example, I have lived many past lives on a place called Arcturus. It's a star, and right now from our perspective it's in the Libra constellation. But I do not have any planets conjuncting Arcturus in my chart. This is because I have not been there for quite some time, because I've been having to come here to cut up the esoteric middleman and give you your tools. You're welcome. So, if you do have a planet that conjuncts a fixed star that has been known to produce starseeds, then this could mean that you have been to that star system in a very previous life. Now for me, I don't have it because I haven't been here in a while. But if you do, cool. Alright guys, so now that we're done talking about the natal chart, let's talk about a few other ways you can find out if you are a starseed. So the first one is kind of difficult because it takes a lot of practice, but you might be able to find someone to help you out with this. And that is looking through the Akashic Records. If you don't know what the Akashic Records are, basically it's a record of everything that has happened, is happening, and will happen. Now, what you want to do is, if you can't access this, but you can find someone to access it for you, all you're going to want to do is ask a few questions, such as, where is my spirit birthed from? Have I lived on any other planets? Have I had any past lives other than Earth? Because what you need to remember is, most people have only lived a past life, or all their lives, here on Earth. Only a small percentage of the population is a starseed. Now, another way you can do this is through meditation. Now, this is kind of similar to the last one, but what you want to do is sit in your own space, try not to think and try not to feel until you are completely overcome by your own spirit. Once you have done that, ask yourself, where are you from? Where have you lived? Has it just been here, or has it been from somewhere else? If you're successful with this, you will have found your answer. Now, another way to do this is more of a human way, but still tapping into your spirit, and that is intuitive Googling. So go on to any search engine. It can be Google, it can be something else. What you want to do is type in starseeds. Go through and scroll and click on the things that resonate with you. Now this is very important. You need to try to be as unbiased as possible. Try not to focus on the name, try not to focus on the appearance of these different beings, and just focus on the traits that they have and how it connects to you. So as you're reading through these, see what resonates with you. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, don't get too hung up on it and just move on. So now that you have a few tools under your belt and understanding what a starseed is, I'll see you up there. Fly high, y'all.